So here we are, this is Martin, the special edition. We have this J card around here, which as usual has all the special features and the limited edition contents on the back. The artwork here is quite simple and effective. It looks particularly nice in the white with the dark red blood on it. If I can get the disc out here, a little bit stiff. You will see that we have several things inside, which we'll get to in a minute. First off, we have this cardboard that holds all three discs. We get the 4K, we get the Blu-ray, and we get the CD soundtrack, which is living rent-free in my head at the moment. Fantastic music. Next up, we have the booklet, and in here is a who's who of boutique critics at the moment, all doing amazing work. I need to sit and read through all of this at the moment. If you have a flick through it, you will see that there are lots of essays here, as well as production stills, and my favourite, we have some fantastic behind the scenes or promotional materials that are just terrific to look at, and the acknowledgements at the end as well. Great artwork on this book. We also have 5 art cards showing various characters from the film, and they're all just terrific. I have longed to see George A. Romero's Martin for the longest while, and to get it in this super fancy edition from Second Sight Films is just amazing. It's a movie that I'd long heard as one of Romero's best, and considering I like quite a few of his movies, that was a big statement to make. And putting on Martin for the first time, sitting down and enjoying it late at night with the lights out, was just a fantastic experience. Being drawn into this opening scene of the young man Martin on a train as he stalks, breaks into someone's room, injects them with a concoction of some sort, and then subdues them, stripping them naked, slitting their wrists and drinking their blood, just allows you into this chaotic and unsettling film. This is a movie that plays on a lot of fears, a film that gets deep into the psyche and is entirely just captivating, that I couldn't look away while watching this one. As we watch Martin go about his daily grind, going to meet his cousin, staying with him, this older man who bursts straight out, starts calling him Nosferatu, telling him he's a vampire and that he's going to cure him.
Nosferatu. Nosferatu.
It leads into all these flights of fancy that the movie has. It melds what's real with what's fabricated so intricately that I was never quite sure what was what. And that's kind of the magic of the movie. I'm watching this character who is doing horrendous things, maybe. I'm never sure if they truly happened, who's stalking people, murdering them and drinking his blood, but who is proclaiming to his uncle not to be a vampire, debunking it at every chance he can get, as he looks for some kind of connection. This alienated character is looking for some sort of connection, looking for a place that he can call his home, that he can fit into the world, and everything just keeps pushing him back. And I think it's wonderfully portrayed, this sense of isolation.
Oh, Arthur, this is my cousin, Arthur Bananas, Martin.
Hello, Martin.
There are these fabricated moments of fantasy, I suppose I would say, thrown into this one, where Martin sees himself as a character from centuries ago, hunting and killing people like a vampire, being chased by baying mobs, trying to hide his crimes. It kind of alludes to the fact that, is that fantasy? As has what he just done all been a fantasy? Is he really murdering people? There is this idea of psychosis within the family. His uncle is quite clearly just not quite all there, constantly going on about demons, constantly going on about Martin being a vampire, being Nosferatu, and having to have his soul saved before he is ultimately going to destroy him. It has this idea of the loose grasp on sanity, the loose grasp on reality, starting to meld fantasy with reality. And all the way through it does it in a kind of dreamlike quality. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't have these impactful scenes of true horror. The moments where Martin is stalking someone has that eerie feel to it. This almost routine-like experience of stalking somebody is natural to him. The act of attacking is clumsy, it's not clean, it's not easy, it is a struggle. He gets himself into situations that he is struggling to deal with and having to think on the fly to solve them. Most impactfully, I would say, was the scene where he goes to attack a woman only to discover that she's with her lover, and this is a larger man than him, and he now has to deal with that situation, and he does it quite well. But this is just such an impactful movie. It's left me, after a first time watch, with a lot to think about and a lot just rattling about my head. It's one that I will 100% go back to. It's one that I'm so glad to have seen. It's one that I'm so glad to have in this amazing set. It's a wonderful film that's going to stick with me. And even after the first viewing, I'd say yes, it's up there with Romero's best. I utterly adored it from the opening scene. Let's dive into the extras, have a little look at some of the things this has on offer. So here we are in the disc for Martin. We'll go into the extras. We get the first of 4 commentaries here. First one with George A. Romero, John Amplis and Tom Savini. The second one with Romero, Rubinstein, Savini, Gornick and Rubinstein. We get an audio commentary by Travis Crawford, and we get an audio commentary by Kat Ellinger. Taste the Blood of Martin is a fantastic look back at the production and location kind of melding together. It's 1 hour, 9 minutes and 15 seconds. You get, a bunch of people that worked in the movie looking back, talking about their experiences as they wander around looking at locations. There's a wealth of information about Romero, his career. There's even some fun stuff, like he shot some footage on the movie Spasmo. There's other nuggets of information throughout this as well, which I won't spoil, but it's a great addition to this disc. Next up, we have Scoring the Shadows, which is 17 minutes 30. We talk to Donald Rubinstein, the composer. He kind of talks about getting started in the business, joining up with Romero and working with him. Then we have J. Roy, New and Used Furniture, a short film by Tony Bubba, which is 11 minutes 13. It's quite funny. It's talking about a businessman who's 12 failed businesses, teaching people how to be more self-confident in the business world. And then we have Making Martin, a recounting from 2004. This is 9 minutes 34 seconds, and it's a kind of look back retrospective, talking to Savini, Romero, just about the making of Martin. We also have trailer, TV and radio spots as well. And that's the disc for Martin. So there we have it. Second Sight Films yet again doing some amazing work, creating a standout edition of a movie that really deserves this kind of production value. This booklet, this extras that's on the disc, the 4K, the CD soundtrack, everything culminates in a wonderful package that is a must own. I would highly recommend picking up Martin. It is not your usual kind of horror. It's something a little bit better than that. It's something very different, something that's going to stick with me. I would love to know your thoughts on the film, whether you're picking up this package, whether you've already got it, have you watched it, have you seen the film before? Let me know in the comment box below and we can have a chit chat about your feelings on Martin. I can't wait to read some of those. There's more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. Don't forget, in the description box below are links to the Patreon, the membership program and manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me, and I will see you next time on ManVFilm.